Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Everything Happens for a Reason podcast. So we have a very special guest here today, Renelle. So me and Renelle have actually known each other. How long have we known each other for?
Oh my goodness, I'm trying to think.
It'd be like 6 years. It was before my first shoot, whenever we were coaching with the same coach.
Yes, and we done a training session together.
Yeah,
do you remember?
Yeah. In Orangetown, in Cookstown.
That's right. Yeah.
That's actually mental. Jesus Christ.
Time is flying, literally flying.
Yeah, 6 years.
Oh my goodness, best 6 years of your life.
Literally. So what? Carly was 2.
Yes, isn't that crazy? What?
Yeah.
Even whenever I think of it like that now, I'm like
That's
she's
mad.
8 now. Like, that blows my mind. But time is flying. Everybody says this when they have kids. They're like, where's the time went? And like, whenever she was so young, they were all like, it's going to go like that. And I'm like, no, it's really not.
Past the night phase and the crying, really.
You can't get past that in your head, that mentality. But yeah, she is 8 and sassy as ever. Just like her daddy. That's who she takes after.
Just like her daddy.
Just
That's
like her daddy.
exactly who
It's
she
all
is.
him.
She's literally the double of you, like in every way.
Everybody says
personality.
that, like just me all over.
Yeah.
And the way she gets on, and I'm like, is that me?
Yeah.
Like, is this what I'm like?
Literally. But yeah, in case you all didn't engage, Renelle's a mum.
I'm a mum.
She's a mother. But yeah.
No, that's my dog.
This is literally gonna be this podcast all over.
I know.
You just refer to your daughter as your dog.
But we have a Binky.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
We do, basically. Yeah, we Binky.
We pet.
I know. He's still so tiny.
But anyway, Renelle is a PT.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do online as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
And what do you prefer?
I love the one-to-one because I just love chatting to people in general, like just having the crack and the laughs. And, you know, sometimes it's like a counselling session. You know yourself, you used to work on the gym floor and it's
you PT for the first like 2 to 3 sessions.
And then it just becomes, so like, but you do, I would take a lot of stuff home with me too. Like I do get a lot of, you know, say if you're talking about something with a client, you would sit and think about them later on.
100%.
Like you take it home with you.
Yeah.
And I always said if I hadn't have been a PT, I would have liked to have been a midwife. But because I take so much home with me, I don't think that I could cope.
Yeah, you're too empathetic for that.
Absolutely. And see, from I've become a mum, that has been a thing that I have noticed. Like, I take so much home with me. Like, anything from I've had Carly, like, if I see something in the news, anything to do with kids or whatever, I'll sit and think about that. And like, it won't leave my head for ages. And I'll sit and overthink it, and it just doesn't go. So it's the same. Like, I'm just a worrying person.
Yeah, no, you are so bad for that.
I know.
But no, look, of course, it completely makes sense, especially after you having a wee girl. You're always gonna reflect back to that. But I couldn't agree more with. Like I said, the first 2-3 sessions, you're like, okay, this is your form, this is your exercises, and after that, you just build relationships.
Absolutely,
like personal training. It's 10% training, it's 90% like building reports with people and actually developing those relationships and that community. And that's like essentially how clients come to you, because they know you as a person, they trust you as a person.
Yeah, that's nice though too.
Yeah, of course,
you know
absolutely.
That, because it's a safe place. Like, they can talk what they need to talk about, but they feel comfortable to do that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's nice in that sense. But yeah, I am a worrier. Like, I do think about a lot of stuff and take it home.
Yeah. And do you find that the online is less like that?
Don't get me wrong, there's still voice notes and stuff, but yeah, it wouldn't be to that extent.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Because you don't get that like one-on-one sort of like, or where you're talking back and forth.
No.
You know?
No, it's literally just a brief voice note saying about, we could be talking about food, hunger, you know, anything, steps, whatever, but it's never like, it's never going on and on and on about, well, this is, you know what I mean? So definitely not as intense as the one-to-one, but yeah, I love both of it. Like, I took my business online whenever COVID hit. Yeah. And it's continued ever since. So I do, you know, like I do love that as well. But yeah, I do love that one-to-one interaction with clients. I do.
I miss it as well.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I always say this, unless something happens, I'll not be back in the gym floor. Like, but I do miss that. Like, I miss running classes. I used to love classes.
Did you?
I used to love, and everybody, but it's because who I am as a person. Like, I love that community. I love that hype. Like, see, shouting at people, dancing, clapping, all of that. Like, I'm here for the vibes.
I can see you.
Like, I used to love the classes, and I did that in the first gym I worked in, and then obviously moved to the other gym, and it was just 1-to-1, and I still loved it. Like, I think I would have never went online if I didn't, like, you know the way coaches just jump into online now without doing the PT.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have ever done that, or could have made it work as an online coach
without having that experience on the gym
100%.
floor. Yeah, 100%. I used to take classes too, but now I love my small group training. But I don't know if I could go back to the whole class thing.
See, I loved it.
Like, I felt like I was down at one end of the room and somebody was, like, doing something that maybe I was saying do squats and they're doing tricep dips. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you're going from one and then you look down there and somebody is just, like, doing star jumps and I'm like, right, guys, come on here.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So it was always, like, so much, like, back and forth. It is good crack and you do get good laughs, but it just, for me, I like that smaller kind of,
it's more personal, because that's the thing with classes, they're fun, but like when you look at it from like a results perspective, or they're just there for the vibes, and so am I.
It's kind of a free for all in gym classes. Now I have to say, like, I do CrossFit, and like
we know, Renelle.
CrossFit. Yeah, but like I'm not great at it. Like, I wouldn't say I'm good at it, but like I'm there. But whenever you're in a CrossFit class compared to like a normal legs, bums and tums in a gym, completely different.
Oh, absolutely.
But like completely different. Like, there's so much, like, you know, the coaches in there, they really, you know, everybody can do something. Like, it doesn't matter if you can't do handstand push-ups. You've always got an alternative, but there's always a coach keeping everybody right. And, like, everybody progresses. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
It's so different than just your normal gym class.
I think it has to be, though, because CrossFit is such a high-risk injury sport.
Yeah, you know? Well, if you don't be... if you're not smart, yeah. Like, the coaches...
Are you speaking from experience?
Yeah, like, you know what the best of it is? That was me just going in on my own. Like, that wasn't even in a class.
Please tell us what happened.
So I went in and I was like, I need to practice my handstand push-ups. And I literally was like, I'll do a couple. So done a few. Some were okay, some weren't. And then I think I went in for like a third set. And I obviously wasn't putting, like, there was no tension in my shoulders or nothing. I was just literally like, just literally like just jelly, yeah. And whenever I went down into that position, I just landed on my head. Like, I wasn't even trying to push through like my shoulders or anything. Or I was just
accepted fate.
It literally just went down, and whatever way I went down, I was just like, I felt this, I just, not that I felt it, I heard like a crunch in my head. Like, it wasn't something you could hear out loud, but I was like, that wasn't right.
That doesn't sound good.
That did not sound good. And then I like lay myself down on the floor, and it was really sore. And to actually lift myself off the ground, I had to put both hands behind my neck to support me, to lift me up. And I was like, yeah, this isn't good. So I like,
really?
I like stormed out of the gym. And like, I was driving the car and I was like this to turn. It was like, whatever happens.
So you still like got in the car and just...
Yeah, still get into the car, and then like...
That's full denial. Like, literally, I'm completely fine.
I'm fine. We're used to saying that. I'm fine. And I rang Bob and I was like, yeah, I've really hurt myself here. But then when I realised how sore I was, I started to cry. And he was like, yeah, like, you're going to have to ring minor injuries in Dungannon.
I love how he's like, you're going to have to ring.
You're going to have to. And I was like, yeah, this is great. Like, you're not easing my head at all here. And so I went and I rang minor injuries, and they were like, yeah, that's your neck. Like, you're going to have to go to Craigavon. And I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, what's the wait time? Because I'm coaching this evening. And they were like, we're putting it down here for about 4 hours. I was like, fine. So he actually had to get out of work, come and get me, and then we went down to Craigavon.
Yeah.
And I was in Craigavon and literally was there till the next day, like 30 hours. There was no 4 hours. It was 30 hours. They kept me overnight.
You waited?
Yeah. No, I was waiting in the, like, out in the waiting area for, like, what? I can't remember. They called me in after about 3 hours and I was like, deadly. I was like, this is good. But that
I'm going back to work.
I'm going back to work like this. But they just triaged me and sent me back out again. And I was like, how much longer am I going to be in here? And then whenever they called me in again, which wasn't till 9 o'clock at night, and bearing in mind, what time did I go in there? I think it was about like 1:30, 2 o'clock. And the doctor like turned around and goes to me, yeah, like we're going to have to CT scan you and MRI you. And I was like, what do you mean? And like,
I'm fine.
I'm okay. And like, because I was experiencing tingles in my left foot.
Oh, it's like nerve damage.
Yeah. So that's the reason, like, the guy turned around and says to me, he was all like, yeah. And I ran out to the waiting area to get Bob and I was crying. And I was like, he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, they're going to have to MRI me and everything. I was like, what's going on here? Something's happened. Like, they obviously are concerned. But it was, whenever I went back in to speak to the doctor, he was like, look, because of the tingling in your foot. And I was like, that's gone now. And he was like, he was like, only for that we wouldn't have kept you in. And I was like, it's gone actually. I can feel my foot. It's fine. And he was like, no. He goes, we need to keep you in just to be safe. Yeah, so I had the neck brace and all, and I was sitting like this here.
I don't know, I seen your story.
I know. And I was like, just it makes you realise when you're being just silly about things and you're not being switched on, like something that can just be took away. I literally was thinking everything there. I was like, I'm not going to like do handstands again. I'm not going to like be upside down.
I love how that's your biggest concern.
Literally,
like,
I was like,
you might be brain damaged. Like,
yeah,
but
I know,
handstands.
But the handstands. But I'm back doing them again.
Yeah,
I had to get past the fear. Past the fear. But yeah, like, I mean, that was just down to my own stupidity, like in my own time. Like, I wasn't smart about it. I was just landed on my head like a sack of shit.
Yeah.
And literally didn't, that was me. That was on me. But yeah, I love CrossFit.
Yeah. Well, do you go back to bodybuilding style training? Do you do it at all anymore?
No, I haven't done it in so long. Like, I miss my leg days and I'm all like, I'm going to do my leg days. I'm going to do this. I'm going to prioritize it. But now I'm like, no, I need to focus on a skill in CrossFit. So like, I want to go and like work on my gymnastics, or I want to like work on my strength, which I've kind of been lacking on the last while.
I think you should do a show.
No. I have a child. I don't have the patience for that. Me and low calories, me and her will like kill each other.
It's just, you know what it is though? I don't even think it's like the calories. It's so time consuming.
It's so time consuming. And fair play to you. You looked amazing on yours, by the way. You look so good. But yeah, it's just not even that. It's just not something that would interest me.
But I always said the same thing. Do you remember? Like I was like, no. But you know what it is? Because with the whole bodybuilding world, I thought it was like gear, do this, do 100%, this. Like, and a lot of girls that I would have been around that competed were on all of that. So I never seen the natural look. Yeah. And then when I started actually looking into bikini, I'm like, this is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, this is completely fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always said it's never something I would do, and I loved it.
Well, to be fair, I always said I would never do CrossFit.
Yeah,
do you remember?
True.
Like, I remember like coaching in the gym and like the ones were doing CrossFit, and I was like watching them upside down, and I was like, you will never catch me at that. Like, what?
This coffee's banging.
Is it?
Let me see.
Let me see. Yeah. So, never say never, but yeah.
Your life's different though. Do you know what I mean? Tell me this: have you always coached?
I've been in the gym industry a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I started working in a female-only gym whenever I was in tech, doing hairdressing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that wasn't for me. But like, I was doing. I went The gym had just opened. Never trained in a gym in my life. Literally went down and done every single machine. Just went round them, as you do. Newbie and all that. And the girl used to chat away to me and she offered me a job because we just talked and got on so well. She asked me, did I want to work at the reception desk?
I guess so.
The rest is history, literally.
It's crazy. Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. But like, that was it. Like, that's just always been in me. And I just love it. I just love the environment. I love helping people. I love, like, you know yourself, whenever you get transform somebody's body. It's not all about the body though, it's their mindset too.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'll be so much more happier when like I'm really, really lean and da-da-da-da-da. It's not even to do with that.
No.
It's like having, for me, a big thing as well, like whenever somebody comes in and is like, no, I don't have the confidence to go to the gym yet, I'll start with home workouts, but when they get past that, they go through the gym doors. Amazing.
100%. And that's what it's all about. And I always talk about this, like initially when you're doing consultations, like they're either looking to lose weight or build an ass. Do you know what I mean? Like it's sort of that in between. But like, and I'll always ask like, okay, they want to lose weight because that's what's going to make them confident. I always ask why. Because it's not actually about the weight. It's you fitting into clothes, you going shopping and buying outfits that you can't imagine yourself wearing.
Exactly.
Like that's what it's about. And most people just think it's to do with the weight loss, but it's not. It's the confidence that you build.
Yeah.
You know, showing up for yourself.
Yes.
That's all that matters.
And having, just investing time into yourself.
Yeah.
Because I, like me as a parent, know that it's hard sometimes to kind of do that. Like, especially, like, hats off, see, to all these mums who have, like, more than one child and, like, they're juggling their own business and stuff. I'm just, like, unbelievable. Like, just see, and then having, the good thing about our gym as well is, like, a lot of my clients, you know, they would be mums. So, like, you know, sometimes if they have to bring the baby in the car seat, they can. And like,
I think that's vital though.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, but like having that time to themselves to kind of switch off and just not think about doing dishes, cleaning, everything, you know, that's for them. And like for me, that's a big thing too. It's their wee switch off time too, even though you're torturing them. But
see, everything you just said there, you're doing that. Like you're running your own business, which is so hard on its own with a wee girl, with having, like, you still do your own training, you're still giving yourself goals and purpose. Do you know what I mean? And I think most of your clientele be mums?
Yeah, a good majority of them. Yeah, a good majority of them.
And I think that's so important because you come on and show like even on your social media, it's good in the sense that you're not just like, oh, I'm training. Like you show Carly, you show real life shit that's going on, and women actually trust you because they're like, well, she's a mum, she's doing this. And she still is in incredible shape, so they always look up to you.
I know. And then there's Carly. Did you see my story last night?
What was it?
She was literally, she watches everything now. She was sitting beside me and I was replying to one of my friends and said, FFS, you know, and she was like, Mummy, what does FFS mean? And I was like, literally came straight off the top of my head. I was like, fish finger sandwiches. And she was like, I want a fish finger sandwich. I'm like, you just had your dinner. And like she was like, does it, Mummy? Like there's no flies on her. Like
no, she knows.
Just, but like I think the generation now, she is so much older than what her age is. Do you know what I mean? She's
very mature. Like she is very mature.
Very. And like I put that down to a lot of like YouTube stuff and all, and I try and monitor what she watches all the time. It's not easy, but like I said on the way over here, kids at that age wanting to do skincare and stuff.
Yeah.
At that age, I was rolling about in dirt.
Literally, you know like I mean? Haven't showered in 3 days because your mum can't catch you, kind of thing.
Literally. So like out playing. Outside all the time. You wanted to go outside. Didn't matter if it was raining, whatever. You just wanted to be out in the fresh air.
Do you remember like knocking on people's doors and going, can Emily come out to play? Like that doesn't happen anymore.
No, that doesn't happen at all anymore. And like I thought you were going to say they're knocking doors and run away because we used to do that too.
Egg them as well, like whilst you're at it.
That wasn't that bad. You Italian.
You were a wee Italian. I've heard about you, Renelle.
Cut. God.
Shall we get to your teenage years?
No, we'll cut now. Cut. So that's not the way it used to be. Like it's very much now, and like at the end of the day, we're the same. Stuck on our phones. They're stuck on their tablets.
That's all they know. That's all we know.
That's all we know. And it's brutal. Like we were sitting down for dinner one time and I was just looking around and like I was on my phone, Bob was on his phone, Carly was on her tablet, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, right guys, let's just talk about something, and we're all just sitting there. Well, were you busy today? Yeah. Carly, how was school? Okay. You know what I mean? I'm like, right guys, let's talk about something. Do you know? But like, this is it now. I'm glad I grew up in that generation.
Yeah. I feel
so
like,
glad.
obviously you're a little bit older than me, just a tad, but I feel like I just got past it, like I got in there at the right time.
Yeah,
do you know what I
100%,
mean?
yeah.
Because I still did all that. Like I had a childhood where no phones, like I got my first phone I think when I moved here when I was like 9, and I'm pretty sure I only got it because my parents used to leave me at home by myself.
You okay?
Just in case. I'm pretty sure it was for safety purposes, but like I used to be outside all the time. Like they couldn't get me in the house.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And I love that. Like out playing all the
Like
time.
watching TV. What?
I know.
Like
I know.
a tablet? The fuck is that? I still
What
don't
is-
have one.
I know. Literally, like, yeah. It's I don't know. It makes me sad a wee bit too.
Yeah.
You know, now don't get me wrong, like Carly looked like she got a bike for Christmas and she loves to get out on her bike, and I'm like, yeah, great, go out, get fresh air, whatever else, but like whenever it's coming in and it's zone out, like whenever I am talking to her,
She doesn't listen.
doesn't hear, or else it's selective hearing, because that's what I do. But like she will be in the house and I'm like, Carly, and like,
Yeah.
you know, there's no response and I'm like, she's like, I didn't hear you, mummy. And I'm like,
Her wee
seriously?
attitude too.
Oh, attitude. She's doing the eye
So, like,
rolls now. Literally,
the-
eye rolls and yeah. And I'm just like, excuse me? And I'm like, that is me. Yeah, that's
Where'd
me,
you get that from?
Her Bob, though, like 2 girls in the house.
Look, he signed up for this.
He did. This is all his fault, to be fair.
Exactly. You should have thought of this at the time.
Literally. But yeah, yeah, life is life.
Lifing. And how do you find running your own business, like with having a child? Do you think it would be easier to be like in a job where you're working for somebody else, for example?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, because I'm self-employed and I can work my hours around her. So
You're more involved with her childhood as well.
absolutely,
Yeah.
like I can bring her to school, I can lift her up from school. Do you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
she's sick, I get a phone call, I'll be straight there. I don't have to ask anybody, I need to leave work,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. If she's sick, she needs to stay at home, I'm there. Do you know what I mean? So
That's
like,
a very fair point, because just the thing, you work around yourself and
yeah,
her.
literally, and her as well, yeah, massively. And like over the summer, you know, I can do more stuff with her. But yeah, and like over the summer, she'll come into the gym with me sometimes too, and she loves it.
Yeah,
Like I love that she sees that environment. You know, she
Absolutely.
is like, I love having her in that environment and seeing everything that goes on, and just like, this is like, you know, she does gymnastics and she like is I know she's going to be in the fitness industry. I just know, like.
But I think, like, I completely agree with you there, and it's such a good like way to be, because like when you think about gym intimidation, like the reason people are so scared to go into the gym is because that's not an environment that you go into until you're like, what, 16, 17, 18, do you know what I mean? It's not an environment that you're exposed to. And I feel like when we were growing up, and it still obviously is a male dominant industry, but it's very much so the gym's for men. You know, whereas you taking her in there, and like she can mind her own business, she can play around, she can sit there on her tablet, but it makes her realise that, you know, this is a place that's actually okay to be. So she's never, she's never going to go in and have that sort of gym anxiety,
The fear, like just going in, I don't want to do that, or like so many people have,
because it's so normal. She's grew up around that.
Yeah, absolutely, and like she is, she's probably stronger than me, to be fair. Did you see her with doing her wee barbell thing the other day?
Yeah.
Like, and her form was on point. You know, this is the best. But like, but no, she's a good wee thing. Like she's, you know what? She's very loving and caring. Like she always, which is maybe not a good thing too. She always like worries about others before herself.
That's coming from you.
Yeah.
You need to work on that to make sure she doesn't.
I know, like she'll, like if somebody fell in school, she'd be straight over to them. Or if somebody was struggling with their homework, before she sat down to do hers, she'd try and help them. Like she's just always.
I've seen her doing homework. She doesn't want to do her homework.
Yeah, Alexa. Do you remember that? Literally, I was like, why is everything so quiet? And I went down the stairs and it was like, Alexa, what is 6 + 9? Do you know what I mean? And like just really.
But she's just right. It's like me and ChatGPT. We are in a relationship right now.
It probably is traumatized, to be fair. Yours. I would say, I'm surprised you get a response.
No, like we are like this. Honestly.
I don't use that.
Girl,
Am I missing out?
Honestly, massively. And I always make fun of this, you know, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not coming on to ChatGPT and going, what should I have for breakfast? Somebody broke my heart.
She does. What should I put my clients' calories on?
See, that part scares me though, because so many like I obviously be messaging people on Instagram all the time, like how they came across my page or whatever, or what they're doing at the minute, sort of like engaging conversations, and see the amount of girls that are coming back with, I'm following a plan of ChatGPT. Like,
scary.
It is scary. Do you know what I mean? And it's scary because the plans can be accurate, but at the end of the day, it's not a human.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
1,200 calories, 1,100 calories.
But yeah, even not that, like even if they put them on normal calories, like there's no accountability. You don't understand what's actually going on. So you following a plan of ChatGPT is the same as you following a £25 plan you bought of a coach that apparently got a BBL in 6 weeks. Literally, they got a BBL in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, the 6 week glue. Build your bum in 6 weeks. That bitch has a BBL done.
That, like, 100%. Like, that's another thing that, like, some of those pages on Instagram where you see them calling people out, like them selling plans to like young girls and stuff and they have clearly had fat transfer, BBL. Like it's just it's scary. Sad. It's scary because they're like, I am going to spend this money and I'm going to look like this person. That person doesn't even look like them.
No, absolutely. I mean? And this is the thing, and it's happening so much now on social media. Is so toxic for that. Like, selling your body is sexy. Like, not in that type of way. Do you know what I mean? We're not supporting that. But what I mean is, like, if somebody's in really good shape, regardless if we got plastic surgery, if they got a BBL or whatever, it's glamorized. So people are looking up at them as inspiration.
Yeah, exactly.
And not from the perspective of, like, I need $6,000 here to look like them.
Exactly.
But, oh my God, they're doing squats in the gym. If I do squats in the gym, I'm going to look the same.
Literally.
No.
That's not
and they're not probably doing squats in the gym. They recorded the video to promote their 6 week glute plan and they haven't been in there since, you know?
But this is another thing that I had seen on social media about girls, influencers who have had BBLs doing like fake weights. Apparently this is a thing where they're like photoshopping it to make them look like they're lifting heavier than whatever, but like, what?
That's mad, isn't
like it? That is crazy. They're like, no, I definitely haven't had a BBL, sure, look what I'm lifting. You know what I mean? Like, that's, but the things you can do nowadays,
it is.
It doesn't surprise me all the same, but like, still, like, what? It's crazy.
Like, we had this conversation on the way up, like, social media. I love social media because without it, I wouldn't have my career.
Business,
you know,
absolutely.
Like, and years ago, remember I deleted my Facebook, freaking Snapchat, the whole shebang, and like the only one I kept was Instagram, and I wish I didn't have to. Like, a part of me always wants to come off it, and the only reason I have it is obviously for business purposes, but it is such a toxic environment because there's so much false information out there now.
So much, like,
and you don't know who to believe. Like, I understand from somebody like starting their fitness journey, for example, they could be looking at you, for example, who's just being real and being like, you shouldn't eat 1,200 calories, and then somebody else who's posted like a picture of their abs and their massive dumpy going, I'm eating 1,200 calories. You know, they don't know who to trust, so they're like, well, which one's gonna, this is 6 weeks and that's 6 months, so duh.
Exactly. I totally agree. Like, it's people just want a quick fix. Like, I'm sure you've had plenty of DMs been like, yeah, I'm going on holidays in 3 weeks, I need a stone off. I'm like,
good luck
with that. Yeah, let me know how you get on in 3 weeks.
Send me your before and afters.
Literally, like, this is the thing, it's not a quick fix. For me as a coach, I want to give my clients the tools so they know what they need to do. This isn't a forever...
Clients shouldn't be coming back to you every 2 months.
Literally, this shouldn't be... It's not a forever contract.
No.
I want you to be going away at the end of 12 weeks being like, I know what I need to do. I give them advice moving forward. Like, go off, you know what you need to do now, off you go and do it. Like, you know what kind of training you need to be doing and like what way your splits are and whatever else, like, depending on how often in the week you're training. But like, that's what I want them to be able to do. They have the confidence to go and do that off on their own. It's not about me being like, no, you need to stay with me because we're going to switch things up here. And like, because any coach that does that to you, that's bullshit.
100%. Like,
they're just looking money.
That's the thing. Like, for me, so I used to be known for my 8 week plans. Like, I used to run them all the time, and I used to love them. Don't get me wrong; it was always like a challenge that's promoted or whatever. And they've done really, really well. And the girls would get results within the 8 weeks. But what I noticed with the 8 week plans is the same clients, every time I ran that challenge, the same people kept coming back. And they were back at square one and back at square one again. And it sort of made me sit back and reflect on my whole business. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why am I getting the same people and they're constantly doing the 8 week plans? And it's just because it's not long term enough. No. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you have a holiday to Ibiza in 8 weeks and you want to get shredded for it, yeah, okay, sell that as a challenge for yourself. But for people who are just looking to get healthier, look better, feel more confident, you can't do that in 8 weeks. No. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it's more restrictive, yes, you can lose the weight, but at the end of the day, it's going to be restrictive. And like, we can cut out alcohol, we can cut out takeaways, sweets and everything for 8 weeks and put you on minimal calories and 10k steps every day.
And just make you depressed.
Not even that. You'll get to where you want to be within the 8 week period, and guess what? You're going to come off and go on the rip, get 3 takeaways in the space of a weekend, and then you're just back to square one again.
Yeah.
So now I just went the other end of the spectrum and I work on a 6-month basis.
Turkey mince and green veg.
The fucking 3 almonds for breakfast. I miss those.
Porridge oats with water.
I still have that, to be fair.
Do you?
Right, girl.
That turns me.
Listen to me, yeah?
Listen, Linda.
Linda, listen. Oats in water, add sea salt.
Right.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Boil it, don't put it in the microwave, right? Because if you... Yeah, okay.
Gloop.
Prison food.
Yeah.
Boil it. Then get your whey protein, make a paste, add it on top. So it makes it like creamy.
Yeah.
Banging.
Game changer.
Game changer. Some frozen fruit, some dark chocolate, cinnamon.
Yeah. Nice.
So good.
But like, yeah, normally I would do it with milk and then do the wee the paste. Like,
yeah.
But there's a trick to the paste. You have to put it in. I put it into a cup and like add wee bits of water at a time to make it really, really.
Well, how else would you make the paste?
There's people that just throw it in.
No, they add the powder in.
Yeah.
So don't even mix the paste through the oats. Just add it as a layer on top.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give that a try.
Because I used to make my oats with milk all the time, and then I was on prep, and milk had to leave the building. It was sad, but honestly, I wouldn't go back to having it with milk now.
Okay.
It would be too sweet for me.
Yeah.
But then the protein on top.
Nice.
Cookies and cream. Oh.
3 almonds then.
I haven't had almonds since I was on that 700 calorie
I have
diet.
PTSD from turkey mince. I do. I can't.
Yeah, so me and Renelle were on we're not going to call any names out, but basically we were with a coach who was not very experienced. Clearly we weren't either, because we both listened and we encouraged it to each other. Like, girl, you got this. 600 calories.
I know, but that was like...
stupidity.
Yeah, but that was like, I'm not going to say it was hilarious. It was scary, but when you look back, you can laugh about it.
It is.
But like that day we were in training in the gym and I was like... You were in another dimension, like 100%. I was like, "Are you okay?" And you were like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Girl,"
I was pretty sure I was sleeping with my eyes open.
Literally,
honestly.
Like, whenever, but this was all meal plan. But when you put it into Fitness Pal, didn't that come to you at about 700-800 calories?
Yeah,
when you tallied it up.
Yeah.
That is mental.
And when I said this meal, like, and this is the thing. So I went into that shoot. I wasn't even that lean for it. Like, I did not look good.
You just looked skinny.
I just looked flat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that prep was 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, so it was like, boom, straight on. And yeah, my meals were... For breakfast, what was egg whites and almonds?
Yeah.
Precisely. It was either 3 or 6 almonds, I can't remember. Turkey mince and lettuce.
Yeah.
And then for dinner, it was either white fish and spinach or turkey mince and spinach.
Yeah.
And
with paprika
my
season.
Yeah. And then my snack was Greek yogurt. And then at a stage, I wasn't allowed fruit anymore.
Yeah.
Like blueberries got taken out. But... I will remember I was on that, and like the one thing I want to highlight from that is like that meal plan, it wasn't sustainable. I knew I was doing it for a shoot, so in my head I was like, oh, I'll do it up to the shoot, and then I came off that and gained 1.5 stone.
Yeah,
I binged like mad.
It wasn't just a personalised one though. That was everybody.
Oh yeah, me and you were on the same meal plan.
One.
Yeah,
I got the face set off me for eating a Malteser.
Them Maltesers are bad thing.
Rascals. Like, this is the thing with me as a coach, right? I am like Eat your chocolate. Fit it
Yeah.
in. Do not cut out the things you enjoy. Whenever clients come to me, like, I'm going to cut out the chocolate. I'm like, why? Why take away that happiness?
But it's not even that, you're only going to do that short term.
Absolutely.
And you're going to crave it.
Binge.
Yeah, you're going to crave it. That craving's going to rise and rise. And then instead of having, one chocolate bar, you're going to eat the whole family pack.
Absolutely.
Like, and then you go back to, oh, well, I already fucked it, so there's no point. I clearly can't stick to a diet. Like, your diet should not feel like a diet.
No, absolutely not. To be fair though, I could eat a family size chocolate bar, no bother.
Oh yeah, same.
Easy.
But you know what it is? Self-control. We like, as much as we laugh about it, we have self-control. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm fully aware. Like, whenever I know I'm gonna binge out, like, I tell everybody, I'm like, tonight I'm binging.
Yeah.
But then
Squashies.
tomorrow. Yeah, I used to. But that whenever I was bulking, I used to have a packet of those on the way to the gym as my pre-workout.
I love them. Like, you can't carry them to me at the minute.
Banging.
Literally. And like the shop beside me does 2 for £2. Two
It's
bags
basically free.
Basically free. Yeah, literally. So the thing is, you could just keep going without realising.
That's what
energy balls.
No, I'm over them.
What?
I got over them a while ago.
I'm still addicted.
No.
Yeah. Like, I am out a lot of 4.49s.
Is that what they're at now?
Yeah.
Do you remember they were like £3?
Yeah, that's long gone. That's the thing in the past. That's long gone. Yeah, I'm addicted. And everyone like would say to you, make your own, and I'm like, it's not the same. It's not the same. And then there's people like, they're so dry. Like, I don't know what you like about them. And I'm like, well, a cup of coffee.
The 15 ones are nice from Nutrilene.
Yeah, they're nice.
They're
really nice. Yeah, they are nice. But
you can make them yourself, and actually make them taste nice.
But they're not the same. I wonder if I messaged the company and asked for the recipe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to give you the recipe, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I could start making them for
start selling them.
Here?
I hope to hear this.
Nutrilene, if you're listening. There's a business venture. No, I don't have time for that. Although, let's be real. The whole I don't have time for that. It's a bit of a bullshit thing, isn't it? Like, we
100%.
all have time to make time to do things.
Absolutely. Like,
you know what I mean?
I don't believe that everybody has the same 24 hours in a day.
No, absolutely not.
You know?
Yeah, but you can make something work.
Absolutely.
Even if I have clients start with me, they're like, I don't have time to do a gym session. I'm like, that's okay. Let's just focus on tracking your steps and, your calories and working
Control
around
the
that.
controllables.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you don't need to be going and spending fucking 6 hours a week in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, you can still make progress that way.
But this is the thing, and like, people be like, oh, I'm too busy, I don't have time. And then when you actually ask them about their day, it's like, okay, you work 9 to 5, you have a half an hour commute home, and then, okay, give or take, like, you chill till 6 o'clock. What are you doing between 6 and 10?
Yeah.
And what are you doing before work? Yeah. If you wanted to, you would fit it in. And it's not even about workouts. Do you know what I mean? It's anything like, I don't have time to go for a walk. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You have an hour lunch break that you're sitting scrolling on TikTok.
And it makes you feel better as well mentally.
But this is the thing, like, people don't get that like satisfaction or those benefits until they actually do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So you get that dopamine, you're like,
they look at everything as a chore.
Yeah.
So like going out for a walk, going to the gym as a chore because they haven't reaped the benefits of it yet.
Exactly.
It takes a couple of months to probably build that up and realize how much better you're at. Like, one thing that pisses me off is when people are like, I don't have energy to work out, or I don't have energy to exercise. I'm like, you don't have energy because you don't move.
You don't move. And you're probably eating a load of shite.
Yeah. Like,
so you're not feeling your body properly.
Exactly. Movement creates energy. In terms of that, I'm like, I promise you, get out for 10 minutes. Like, with your morning fag in the mornings, do you know what I mean? I don't care. Like, get out around the house for 10 minutes in the morning. You will feel so much better.
A wee puff and a walk. Yeah. Get those steps. Help.
Coffee and
help.
Literally. Do you know? But it's baby changes.
Yeah.
Baby habits need built. If you're a smoker, I ain't judging.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
not.
But do something with it.
You do you.
You do you. Live your life.
Live your life.
Preferably stop smoking.
Yes. Do you remember we used to do that whenever we went through any sort of trauma?
Yeah, literally for 2 years
straight. Send each other a picture of us just
crying. No, literally, okay? Renelle will text me, "Are you okay?" Me bawling my eyes out. I'm like,
oh, it's so funny because it's true. But it seemed to help a wee bit.
100%. Like, you always have to look at the light at the end of the tunnel. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's about.
Times aren't forever.
No, like
the way I be looking at things now, I'm like, if I'm in a shitty situation, yes, like, I'll have my wee mentee be about it, whatever. But
get up and move on.
Get up and move on, because like, what is me feeling like this? It's not changing the situation. Shit happens. You know what I mean? Like me fucking bawling my eyes out or like sitting overthinking. It's not going to change anything.
It's going to make it worse.
Your mindset is you just get up and get on with it. And like how you think is just going to, you know.
Follow the plan, not your mood. Hey! But that's exactly it. And with anything though, I completely agree. Do you know what I mean? Like you will end up digging a deeper hole for yourself if you're constantly sitting there feeling sorry for yourself. 100%. Like life happens, you know, you're gonna have bad days and that's okay.
That's
okay. But like for example, something bad happens throughout your day, you're sad for a few hours. It's a bad hour. It's not a bad day. Like it's not a bad week. Do you know what I mean? Like and how you show up for yourself is gonna make the world a difference when it comes to that. Literally,
like whenever I ripped the car off in January, like I like had my breakdown and then I was like, do you know what? This was I think it was a Friday. And then literally I went back to the gym on Monday and was like, I'm going to train because like what the fuck, what is me sitting at home?
But you can't change the situation.
It's happened.
Yeah, the car's gone.
She's in the scrapyard. Like it's happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, right, this is so funny. Like I had, the Jeep that I have now, like I had a photo of that in my phone.
It was meant to. Everything happens for a reason.
So
you got it rid of for a reason.
Everyone was like, did you do that on purpose? I'm like, oh, I.
That's something I would do.
Yeah.
I need a new handbag. Somebody steal this one.
I know, but like I had that photo on my phone and like I remember like looking for cars and stuff and it was just sucking the life out of me. And then like Bob had sent me a picture of that car and I was like, that's it. That's the one. And he's like, you're only saying this because of the colour of it. And I'm like, no, I need to go look at it. Like, and then obviously there was a load of interest in it. And we went to see it and I was like, that's mine. And he was like, and he was like, he'll take into like so much more consideration.
Yeah, than how it looks.
Yeah. He's all, you know, and like, I'm just like, just sign the papers. Let's go. We're going.
Give him the money.
It's mine. So yeah. And then I was like, yeah, like I manifested that. Not the car accident.
But look, everything happens for a reason. Do you know what I mean? And you were okay, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. What a January. But again.
Start of the new year.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2025 has been a wee bit of a whirlwind. It's just one of those years, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
up and down.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun, yeah.
You know what? Like, you're not selling that to me because you're saying it's fun. You know what I mean? There's no like, yeah, it's fun, like buzzing. It's like, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's been up and down. It's been up and down.
Yeah.
But like in a fine way. Like you get on, you move in with it. You know.
You get on with it, you move on.
I just said you get on and you move in with it.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying though.
Yeah.
I'm catching what you're
English. But thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to wrap this up. I feel like we actually had a really good catch up there. I haven't seen you in like 6 months.
I know.
Holy shit, I actually haven't seen you this year.
Yeah, crazy. I know.
Madness.
It's so funny though that Carly had to get straight out to see you there.
Yeah, I went to lift Renelle up and she just ran out. Oh, bless her.
I know.
But yeah, I'm here now, so me and her are going to go to cinema together.
Take her. You'll not be long leaving her back.
Do you think I'll not be having the best time?
To be fair, you both have the same mentality, so it makes sense.
All right, big mature 30-year-old here. Fuck me.
34 on Friday.
Don't boast about it. Fuck yeah, 20th.
I know.
Oh my God, that's next week.
I know.
I actually got a reminder on my phone going, Renelle's birthday.
Did you?
Yesterday.
And you're away? Great.
Oh shit.
I know. We're going to Dublin, so I'm buzzing for that.
Yeah. Well, I'll be back on Saturday, so
yeah.
I'll see you anyway. We'll go for a sexy lunch.
Sounds fun. Bring balls.
Thank you. Who?
Energy balls.
42 minutes we have been going strong. 42 minutes.
I'm surprised it has been, we've kept it together this long.
You've done really, really well. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, proud of you too.
Kept it PG. But honestly, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Been lovely to have you. Now I'm going to schedule a podcast with Carly.
Yeah, that will be
you can come.
Top viewing.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to because I'm going to need to stand in the background and be like, Stop, cut.
No. She'll be fine. She'll be
Get
fine.
me in a handling.
I'll ask her everything about her mum and does she know what her mum got up to when she was young?
No.
No,
please don't.
But thank you so much for coming on. It was lovely.
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, thank you everybody for listening, and I'll see you all next Wednesday.